This is Angelo, who runs a small digital marketing startup in California. But last year, something bizarre happened to him. Dozens of fake LinkedIn profiles suddenly appeared, claiming that they worked at his company, even though none of them actually did.
I've even had calls from other business owners saying, look, are these people actually employed by you? And I'm like, no, I don't even know who they are.
And unfortunately, he is not the only one dealing with this problem. Today, LinkedIn has quietly become a hotspot for fake jobs, fake interviews, fake profiles, and smooth-talking con artists selling get-rich-quick courses. Even so, that people now are so frustrated that many are considering LinkedIn as the worst social media platform ever made. Even if you are a job seeker, trying to actually get a job, the outcome is often completely soul-crushing, especially for new graduates. Imagine you've spent years on your education grinding away to eventually get qualified for a good job. Then you can't find a job no matter how hard you try. You just get strung along by multi-stage interviews and flaky recruiters. That's where LinkedIn comes in, with its monthly subscriptions and promises of a way into the professional world. The platform preys on the hopeful. You can spend months or even years looking for a job on the platform, slowly losing your savings and your sanity as the never-ending search tracks on. And the worst part is it doesn't seem like there's an alternative anymore. Today, the site is full of empty corporate bragging, scamsters, and con artists trying to make a real connection with you. But you've got to try and deal with this all just to try and break into these industries and get a job. The site is full of shitty posts like this. Millions of these posts pollute the sites every day, and the people making them have no idea how cringeworthy they are. Even a CEO is posting crying picture after firing hundreds of people. The worst part is that sooner or later, you're forced to join in. In the corporate world, you're massively missing out if you don't adopt a fake persona. So your profile gets with inspirational quotes which pretends that you live for the rat race. And if you don't play along with LinkedIn, your career can actually suffer. That sounds strange, but it's true for many people. You might spend hours every day sending job applications, filling out forms, and waiting for replies that never come. It can feel like banging your head against a wall. Sadly for many workers today, LinkedIn is not optional. It has become a big part of how modern offices and companies work. The strange culture you see on LinkedIn is really just a mirror of what actually happens inside workplaces all over the world. When LinkedIn first started in the early 2000s, just after the dot-com bubble burst, it was very simple. It was basically an online resume. You added your work history, connected with people you knew, and that was it. Reid Hoffman, the founder, was not even the first person to think of this idea, but he had strong business connections in Silicon Valley. That gave him a huge advantage. He later explained that LinkedIn grew using a two-step plan. The first step was easy. Hoffman invited people he already knew. Silicon Valley is full of tech workers, investors, and founders, so once a few important names joined, others followed quickly. Getting the first 1,000 users was as simple as sending invitations. Once those people joined, the site started to feel legitimate, but that still wasn't enough to make LinkedIn really big. The second step used something very powerful: fear. Not fear of danger, but fear of missing out. LinkedIn wanted people to believe that everyone important was already on the site. If you weren't there, your career might fall behind. To do this, LinkedIn asked users to upload their email address books. The site would then show which contacts were already on LinkedIn and suggest inviting the rest. What users didn't fully realize was how aggressive the system was. Many people accidentally sent invitation emails to everyone they knew. Friends, coworkers, family members, sometimes hundreds of people at once. Even though it usually took a few emails to convince someone to join, the sheer number of invitations worked. LinkedIn spread incredibly fast. It grew much faster than even its creators expected. Imagine if LinkedIn had stayed like that. Just a clean online address book for work. You could connect with people you needed, find real job openings, and avoid spam. Job hunting would still be hard, but it would be far less exhausting. You wouldn't have to spend weeks applying for jobs that don't exist or reading fake inspirational posts. But as LinkedIn grew more, it wanted to make more money. And to do that, it needed to push people further. It started using that same fear of missing out again, this time by charging users. In 2005, LinkedIn introduced paid messaging. If you paid a monthly fee, you could message people you didn't know, even people very far outside your network. LinkedIn admitted most of these messages would never get replies, but people still paid because they felt desperate for opportunity. And this was the beginning of LinkedIn turning into a business machine. Over time, the prices went up. Today, individual subscriptions can cost around $30 a month, with promises that you'll be much more likely to get hired. But the truth is, if you already have a good job, you don't really need LinkedIn Premium. That means LinkedIn makes more money when people are unemployed or worried. But the truth is, if you already have a good job, you don't really need LinkedIn Premium. That means LinkedIn makes more money when people are unemployed or worried. As LinkedIn grew, it added more paid levels, more restrictions, and more features that used to be free. This is a common pattern for tech companies. First, they attract users with a helpful product. Then, once people depend on it, they slowly make it worse and charge money to fix the problems they created. LinkedIn didn't just change how it charged people, it also changed how the site worked. In 2007, it started letting users upload profile photos. That seems harmless, but it changed the tone of the platform. Profiles became less about skills and more about appearances. Later in 2012, LinkedIn made a much bigger change. It added a social media feed similar to Twitter. At first, only famous people could post. CEOs, politicians, and business leaders shared stories and advice. Soon after, everyone could post. LinkedIn slowly turned into a professional version of social media. People could add photos, videos, and personal stories. The platform started to care more about likes, comments, and followers than about real-life job skills. This completely changed the reward system. Instead of being rewarded with real opportunities, people were rewarded with attention. Likes felt like success. Followers felt like importance. LinkedIn created a fake version of the workplace where bragging politely, called humble bragging, became a competition. People learned how to tell stories that made them look amazing, even if the story wasn't very honest. Over time, this performance became normal. People started sharing deeply personal stories, even painful ones, and turning them into lessons about business. The more emotional or dramatic the story, the more attention it got. LinkedIn fully leaned into this style around 2015 when it pushed the social feed even harder. From that point on, LinkedIn was never really the same. Before, LinkedIn helped you strengthen real connections. Now it tells you that your online image is your career. Whether this actually leads to better jobs is unclear, but LinkedIn keeps promising success if you just post more, engage more, and stay positive. LinkedIn makes a lot of money this way. Advertisers love it, recruiters pay huge fees. Users are willing to spend money because job searching is scary. But this system also changes how people think about themselves. It trains them to act like walking advertisements. Looking for a job on LinkedIn can be miserable. At first, you might get messages, but most of them are spam. Recruiters send the same message to thousands of people, often for jobs that don't match your skills or location. Some messages are even scams. LinkedIn could stop much of this, but it doesn't because notifications keep people coming back. Applying to jobs isn't much better. Many job listings aren't real. Companies post ghost jobs to look busy or to collect resumes. Studies suggest around 30% of job postings aren't actually hiring. In some industries, it's even worse. That means many people are spending hours applying for jobs that don't exist. This constant rejection hurts people. Humans aren't built to handle endless silence and failure, but LinkedIn encourages this system. It rewards volume, not care. People send hundreds of applications, hoping something sticks. At the same time, employers become pickier. Because they see so many candidates, they wait for a perfect one. This creates an illusion of choice. Everyone feels replaceable. Workers are forced to stay cheerful and excited, even when they're exhausted or scared. This performance doesn't stop when people lose their jobs. After mass layoffs, many workers post cheerful messages thanking their old company and sharing smiling photos. Meanwhile, companies fire people with emails or pre-recorded videos. Some workers only find out when their key cards stop working. Before, losing a job meant you could step away from the performance for a while. Today, LinkedIn forces it to continue. You must stay positive, visible, and professional at all times. The show never ends, and now artificial intelligence is making things even worse. AI tools can write fake motivational posts in seconds. LinkedIn spreads them widely. At the same time, LinkedIn collects user data to train its own AI systems. Everything you post becomes part of the machine. You don't have to give your whole self to this system. You can use LinkedIn carefully without believing everything it promotes. Success does not require turning yourself into a brand. If you lose that part of yourself, you might start believing the nonsense too. Let me know your thought in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for our next interesting video coming soon. This is Rob, and you're watching Beyond Economy.